You have to do this, if not in your own life. Always be trying yourself of the beliefs that you carry or the things that you're doing to maintain a certain kind of constitution that says, no, I can. And so this video is about, well, you know, I'm in a 6 Aries rising, and the full moon eclipse, thank God there's an eclipse, because it tempers down the warrior side of humanity, and I am humanity. But humanity is built on warriorism. I would say warriorism, and a lot of people don't understand what a warrior really is. We do know how to kill, why to kill, when to kill, where to kill. But that's not what our business is. We're not soldiers operating mindlessly to defend something that isn't clear. A warrior has an obvious surrounding life field around them that I talked about the china shops, where, well, when the elephants get in there, the warriors aren't happy. It's fucked up. And so, but we don't have elephants. Warriors do not have. See, they are in constant occasion of stepping up to the apprentice who thinks that they're going to enter into the garden. And it's just basically, warriors are the teachers. You know, if there is an interest, and there always is, there's somebody apprenticed who is looking for their sword, which really it's words. Because any field that you're doing and protecting has probably some wording behind it. I mean, you can start talking about that field. It has probably even its own symbology, like music would, gardening, anything like this, cooking, has its own field of information. You're not going to hear talking about salt and pepper when we're teaching how to play the piano. You're not going to hear about tuning the octaves to, you know, learning how to listen to that in the kitchen, making, you know, they belong to a certain place, and there's warriors that have words and they wave them around. The warrior's good at just talking about it, because that's kind of like the advertising part of it, you know. Boy, to listen, to figure, you know, the talking isn't really where it's at. It's the beginning. But it's the experience. Right in the middle of the garden, it's quiet, and all there is actions celebrating, which is taking care of, just being there with the field of information that you are upholding. And kids are interested in all these fields of information. And so, but this is where we're at right now, on this plane, on this earth, always. And we can see how they take trades away, and they take certain perception away by changing words, and then they take your life away, really, your interest. You know, you have to reconnect to who you are. You have to find out what your desired field you want to do or be. And that's very illusory. Right now, all going to change, with the amount of diseases that keeps emerging, and that's going to continue to emerge with this quiet war, with the silent weaponry moving in the form of asphalt in your area or mine. If you live in a sanctuary wilderness, the plan is to make it inhospitable, noisy, overdeveloped. Let's pour poisons and things. How did the waterways get poisoned? How did your water get poisoned? That's done. They're doing that, and everybody knows the chemtrails are causing major upset for the farmers. And the war is on these, okay, you say farmers, but I would say now, again, let's back up and say, well, no, there are these warriors that hold information field in the real information. They hold ground in the field of real, what's in formation. And it's always been that there's a war on these people. So as simple as the environmentalist who says, maybe we can do without that. And here we rough it a little bit because it keeps the ambiance, the original ambiance of why do you have a tourist up here? To come up and see the fucking asphalt neighborhood? That's sad. That's sad. And if there's going to be changes that people think that they need to be, that the infrastructure is sure to make, why can't it be something that harmonizes with the the rocks and the trees and the earth, you know? I don't know. I just see a lot of bullshit going on here. And I'm not trying to like so-called slow progress down so that everybody is living in the mud. What I'm saying is, you know what, if you want your progress to slow you down, really is to debilitate you, go within the walls of the sanctuary where the warrior's there. See, now I want to be clear. I was talking about warriors in their fields. There's a boundary. Well, people there are toxic gardens. There are toxic gardens. And it's like, well, you can have your toxic garden over there. Why does it need to mix up? But this is the thing that has been going on. It's like, let's make them see. Let's make them try to get, like, I was going to say try to get along, but really just to kind of move like this and haphazardly. You're spending money. You're going to pay them to do what for you when they're not even in a field of information that they can say that they've mastered. Really, it's just, okay, is it a moneymaker? Well, that means they're going to do it wrong, and then you have to replace it in 2 years. And they'll literally tell you that. Come back in 2 years for your cheap dental work or whatever. And it's like, no. If you do it right, it lasts a lot longer. In fact, probably you don't have to come back and do it again. Good example is my great-grandpa. He built this cabin as a hobby. He was a machinist. He worked with metal, wood, something you do when you're a kid. But he knew everything about it. By the time he's 70, 72, he builds this like cabin on a literal ship here, Earth or maybe the mountain moving around. All this weather and stuff, and hardly anything needs to be done. Really, not really. The maintenance is so easy, especially the outside, and that's the whole way you live, as far as if you're going to do it in the mountains. And this is being lost, and the people that live, okay, in this community personally, what I see, that they're not up here for the mountains. These are the ones that would spread asphalt instead of some organic thing in their very yards, where it's like they had a choice to keep it a sanctuary, but they want it to be that I'm going to get to the bottom of that, and that's, I'm just going to set this aside for now. I might have to do a lot on my own, but I'm reaching out for help and saying, okay, so come on, just give me the phone number. Yeah, is there an address? I'll do it. I'll do it. It's just, there's something that says, no, these people, if anything, see, these people will go down in the very beginning in this war to keep the sanctuaries clean, and keep the purpose of why you even came here as a real intention within the people. And if it's not that way, then it's like, knock on their door and say, hello, you're really ruining our lives up here. Who knows how to live easy? Who are here to experience the health from the discipline it takes to just live simple. And we're being shut out more and more, just like the farmer, and being called crazy. And I'm putting my fucking foot down in my area. I can do it legally by rattling these cages. See, I know of 4 places now that put this gravel shit down. I mean, asphalt. And it was so stupid of these people. The same boys that came walking down here, see, they are not my neighbors, who I was complaining first about it, and he called the sheriff on me. Okay, but now there's these people way down the road on the corner who I guess they sent their boys over to say blah blah blah, and we call the sheriff. Who's we? The committee of asphalt flingers in Idlewild? Yes, they just ratted on themselves right there, because now they are in cahoots with this. So then I think it was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, it was the day after. It was the day after they were at my house, and I fucking really yelled at their camera and told them exactly what the issue is. Besides for looking at people's not being conscientious, just put that on the table. This is what this is for. So I'm driving down the road. I turn the corner, just around the corner from the three people at the site. I'm going like, what's going on here? All of a sudden, it's all together. Everybody gets the same idea. No, that's a hit by an enemy, and these people have a gap in their head, and they were fucking slammed. So I'm driving on toll gate, and I'm kind of cruising slow. What I did a couple times is I turned my radio up really loud, because they say I don't have freedom of speech to say anything, really, and they live right on the road, so I turned the Mexican music up really loud going by these people, and I'm not doing this anymore. This happened. I'm stopping doing this. I'm going to do something else. Get legal help. And so so that must have raised a ruckus, because I turned down my radio by the time I got to the stop sign, and I turned like this, and then these boys that came to my house, they yelled at me going, "Asphalt! Asphalt!" like this, and I looked. What were they doing? They were smoothing out. They were yelling at me, but they were smoothing out a fresh lay that they did on this. It's a big fucking lay, and it's not professional or anything. And I could tell these guys were hired to say, "Hey, look, here's some piles over here. Just we'll dump it. You want to make some sense? Couple pennies. Go and walk around and help these people flatten out their asphalt." And I kind of maybe I don't know if that's for sure, but so they directed attention to me the other site, and I don't really want to do this, but you see, if I can get enough addresses and get them in trouble. I heard it's a hefty fine if you don't have permits, and especially if it's kind of, well, what if we can tack on, what if we get Aaron Brockovich on this and say, excuse me, this particular carcinogen found in this fucking asphalt has been causing problems like this and this. She has all that down. Aaron Brockovich. See if I can get these people in trouble. They're looking at a $25,000 fine. I'll say, babes, you can fold that up if you want to go sue the asphalt people who released that on us. Make them remove it and make them pay you to put something better on. Takes little by little, pain, tower moment. Everybody's looking at me, and I can see these are just actually children that don't know anything yet, and you need to learn how to live on this planet. Get out of high school, figure you're on your own here, and you get more conscientious of your own health here. And so I was contemplating, it's like, Shauna, can you just let this go? The saying goes, love your neighbor. And I'm like, exactly. There isn't any more of a loving thing that you can do but to drag their perceptions into the harm that they are causing themselves by partaking in poisonous things, right? Nobody's talking and looking after each other, and this needs to change. And I'm not sorry, but I'm going to keep with, if anything, these people will know I'm here. Now we're going to talk. What are we talking about? Do you like your new penalties and fines from having been careless up here? What's the issue? It's very humanitarian. We have pollution here. On the planet! It's not just you as an oblivious fucking narcissist pumping out kids and making them come down my driveway and tell me that they called the sheriff when it was really it was between me and my neighbors at that point. Now it's a mob? Fine, you're gonna know who I am. You don't have any I don't want to do this on purpose, but it's like, this needs to be done. It needs to be done. It's not just me, man. There's people rising up. They're going to be going, and then accidentally, I'm going to be known. I'm going to be respected, and somebody's going to say, you know what? You got skills, girl. You want to come work with us? I do 3 days a week, and I wake up at 4 in the morning, and I'll type some letters. Sure.